Well, welcome everybody. I bet you thought this day would never come, right? Right. And welcome to those who are joining us via Facebook Live. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. What a year, huh? Why? It's just, we started this journey, about a year ago. And who'd have thought that you would not only learn so much about your communities, but about leadership and about yourselves during a time like this, right? And that's certainly caused a lot of testing of our leadership in the past year, and you guys have all come through all the better and all the stronger. So thank you so much. I also want to thank our sponsor. It's kind of weird because I work for Royal Credit Union. It's kind of weird. I like to thank my company, Royal Credit Union, for being the evening sponsor, I guess, of the graduation ceremony. Thank you so much. Also, for those of you who are joining us via Facebook Live at home, and for those of you who are here, there's a little light bulb on your tables, which is kind of cool. But that is from Xcel Energy. It's just a little memento or takeaway from the Business and Economic Development Day. So. And they're bright lights for bright ideas, right? Yes. All right, so I would like to introduce Robin, who is going to kind of kick off our celebration. All right, thank you, Robin.
Thank you all very much for being here this evening. You are a legacy. You are a legacy. We graduated. Happy May 13th. Gosh, leaders can step to the plate to lead during crisis, and we all have done that. Our community has done that, our state has done that, and our nation has done that, and our world has done that. So I'm very, very proud, and I'm very proud of all the graduates in the room and at home. So thank you very much. So, as mentioned many times, when I started with the Chamber, one of the things I did was I went to the U.S. Chamber Institute for Organizational Management and learned a lot about what chambers do across the nation. Many chambers across the nation had leadership programs, and our chamber did not, yet we have all the very cool things, and we were surrounded by chambers around our community that had these programs. And so I met with a few folks, and we got on board, and here we are, several months later. So I would like to take time to thank the steering committee for the 2019-2020. If you would stand up, please. If you're in the room, stand up if you're at home. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give yourselves a round of applause, please. The work that these folks did, the synergy that they had, it was fun, it was great, it was all about the community. I recall one day at the Armory in Stillwater brainstorming for every single theme day and thinking about what we could do for each one of those days, and the list was way long because we have a way cool community. And so the task force had to decide what to do, what not to do. So I think all the days turned out beautifully, and we were able to pivot during COVID, which really defines what leadership is. So thank you very much. I also want to thank our staff. Stacy Jensen's in the room. Sue is in the room back there, and Lindsay, our event coordinator. And I just bringing this up, we have a yearbook. It's at your table. I believe that you have them at home. It's a beautiful memories of a lot of our days, and some testimonies and some great pictures. So I hope that you hang on to these. This is the first class, so congratulations. All right, I also want to thank our sponsors and contributors. I will read all of these if you wouldn't mind. Just kidding, it's very small. It's a lot, and that means the community came together for the greater good to provide assistance with this new program, and it was a lot of fun. So that being said, thank you again for being here. Thank you at home. I hope you're having a good dinner. And I would like to introduce to you Annette Salman, who works for the Stillwater Area School District. Annette, come on up.
All right, everyone. So I'm sure everybody has something that was their favorite during this whole experience, something that you really enjoyed about it. And I just want to take you back a little bit to one of the little sort of side projects that we had going on there. So you may recall that we all were put into teams and we had a community project. And this was like the most interesting experience, I think. Like, I've never participated in something where they say, oh yeah, besides what you're doing for the event, the conference or the learning experience, you're going to go out and you're going to also do another project. Like, you're going to have this sub-event. And here's a group of people that you barely know. And here's an application of some organization that you may or may not know anything about. And they kind of have an idea of what they want you to do, but they're not really sure. So go do it. Figure it out. Oh, okay. So we took it. We ran with it, and I don't know about all of your experiences, but I will say with my team, it was pretty amazing. We had a lot of fun with it, and we learned a lot about our leadership as a result of not having all of those unknowns. There's something about like not being clear on everything that puts you in the position of having to choose, am I going to lead now? Am I going to go forward? Or am I going to just back off and I'm going to wait to see what happens? And in my experience, everybody pitched in and they moved us forward, and we did some pretty amazing things. So we're going to let those groups come up now and share with us. So let's go to the first slide. So I don't even know how to pronounce that name. So we're going to have the first representative from that group come up and share with us, all right? And hopefully you can tell us what the name is of your group.
Greetings, everybody. Thank you for attending tonight, whether you're on Facebook Live or here in person. It is great to see all of you. Umoja, it's Swahili for unity. Now, one of the great things about what we had here is we were working with Evolve Family Services. A lot of people think of them as Evolve Adoption. They've changed over the years to where they're really looking more at the family services. So as you can see, we've got a couple of quotes here, but more about Umoja really comes down to cultural side of things of Black heritage and trying to unify families that maybe adopted somebody of the African American heritage, and giving those tools that those families need where they don't necessarily know that, hey, people's hair might be different. If you're Caucasian and you're raising somebody that's African American, their hair is different. You need different types of shampoo. Or maybe it's natural for their skin to do this or that. So Umoja is really a giant 3-day event that happens 3 times a year. And with us, we were kind of put into the process of trying to figure out ways to help them. Now, we've ended up hitting the reset button not once, not twice, but 3 times throughout that process. The initial people that we were hooked up with as leaders who wrote the application, everything, they retired. We got somebody else, and that person quit. And therefore we got somebody else. So we definitely had to learn how to be resilient and what it's like to constantly hit that reset button and go, okay, this is what you think you need. This is what we think we need. Now what's really needed? And with that, we definitely discovered over time that, hey, things that they think they need, they actually already had in place, and we got to a point going, hey, it's right over here. You can start utilizing it right away. But on top of that, we actually learned a lot of what kind of difference one person can make. And just by doing some coaching and really listening to what they have to say, what's going on inside that organization, what that person's experiencing, and giving them some tools to actually work with their team and their staff of how much better that organization can be elevated and be able to move forward.
So our next presenter is Tim from the Legacy Leaders.
Good evening, everybody. Can somebody please get Sean to run for something political? Because I'm like, I can't follow that up. Are you kidding me? Hi, Facebook. My name is Tim Safe, and I worked with Community Thread. Community Thread came to us with a program for some planned giving. Community Thread is a local nonprofit. It's right off of Orleans Street. We didn't really know what they did. We kind of thought it was an old folks home. That's where the old guys went to just hang out. Well, they do a lot of stuff in the community, and they offer a ton of activities for retired adults, as well as others. Now, what we were tasked to do was create planned giving, so sustainable giving. People could donate money and keep the program funded for quite a while. At this time, they do not have anything like that. And because of COVID, we were right there, just ready to get everything done for them and set up a program with them and do a question and answer with the members to figure out what they wanted to do, but the COVID kind of shut that down. But they do have an idea of what they're going to do with the next steps. So don't be surprised if they come back to the leadership program and ask again to go to step 2 or step 3. I'm trying to think. They accept donations, including gifts of stock and other assets to be used for long-term sustainability, their organization, and its important work to the Community St. Croix Valley Foundation makes it easy to establish lasting and impactful legacy gift. If you're interested, we can always set you up with somebody else. Again, I'm not as good as Sean. Thanks, buddy. But thank you very much.
All right, next we have Nathan. Nate, come on up, the real team. No? Oh, John, sorry, John. Nice, nice.
Good evening, folks. It was very unfortunate. One of our team members, halfway through the show, or our project here, came down with some medical issues. So I don't know if you guys know how much you know about Christine, but I just want you to be thinking about her. She's in a healing mode right now, and she was really valuable to our team. We had the Youth Service Bureau group. Jen, I will tell you, the Strength Finder, wow. You can tell that Strength Finder worked because each one of us were picked with a different strength. And it's amazing how these all weave together after a while. So if some people have that kind of a low-key personality like me, and then others are more, quiet in the corner, whatever it may be too. So it was amazing how everybody fit in and they found their place in our team. We had a very unique situation here. We were working with an individual at the Youth Service Bureau, and by the way, what they do is they work a lot with children and those that are in maybe some some psychological need. They offer them a lot of free counseling. And what I really liked about the group is how they are reaching out to the military families, for the parents that are leaving to the military, and maybe the husband or wife leave, and then the kids and the repercussions of the children. And that's a new area in the last year that they were getting into. So that was a big interest to me, and that was something that we really want to focus on. It's hard to talk about our situation because it was quite unique. Our job was to, like any nonprofit, was to help them bring in funds, right? Was to help them with their fundraising, and before we knew what was going on, we were pulled into a different direction. And I'm not saying it was intentionally or not. It just happened that way. Before we knew it, we were on a gala committee. Our team was a gala committee. That's what our job was. And that was not our job. Our job was to help them with the marketing functions. So we had to get kind of pulled back. We tried to get back on track, and we got pulled off a little bit again. And even with my personality, it was very challenging to keep focused where we had to go. But at the end, it turned out good. The marketing person that we worked with over there, Paul, really appreciated what we offered him. We opened his eyes up to a lot of new things. We told him he has to leverage more of the resources that are available, like the chamber, for example, and the marketing that they have to offer as well. But it was very interesting, and I'll tell you, I've been to many, many programs, many seminars, both domestic, international, whatever. You guys, this was a great program. I really enjoyed it. It might be the last group thing I ever get into in my career, but I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right, now Nate, Team Hope. I don't know.
Okay, this is speaker's freedom a little bit. So I learned a little bit about leadership. I'm going to get into that in a second. But the first thing I'm going to do is, because I'm up here, my team's getting introduced, and we're going to be detailed about that a little bit. So, Allie, if you're out there, howdy ho. She is unfortunately the 25% of our team that couldn't make it. We are Team Hope, and I'm Nathan Pulsher. I'm a VP at the hospital at Lakeview. Alesia Magon, who's out hopefully in virtual land, is a senior manager of technical support and repair at DSORN. Cody, right back there, financial advisor at Edward & Jones, and Lindsay Briggs. You are awesome. Everything. Events coordinator is what's listed, but I think you do a lot more than that. So, Hope House, I came into this, I didn't know what Hope House was. It's 6 blocks away from the hospital? I have no idea what Hope House was. So, number one, it introduced me to Bill Tiedemann and his staff and the residents of Hope House. But they're a nonprofit started in 1991. It's an adult foster care organization that provided care for residents with HIV and AIDS that couldn't live independently. So a great mission. They have a great impact on the residents of the Stillwater community, but it's a very narrow and a focused impact. So we had the privilege of working with that team, and our original goal was to develop a plan that helped them integrate within the community. So right here, Lindsay, she was awesome because we just turned it over to her, right? She could do all that work. What we discovered is with most teams, there was course corrections along the way. While we went in with that as an idea, we came out with a much different picture and a much different plan, and that included looking at transportation, because that was one of their big barriers that they identified. How do we get our residents down to businesses in the community to become engaged in the community? In community involvement, which is really one of the elements of our original focus. And then we also did a facilitation of a feasibility study with a project that the board of directors was looking at. So what did we learn about leadership? Shout out to the Strengths Finder. We all didn't know. We kind of guessed, as with most teams, how do we fit into this? How are we selected? because we all did that soul searching, at Lepage maybe. Why are we here? And as the plan evolved, we found it was sort of like the battleship game. As things presented, I'll pick on Cody a little bit. Cody loves transportation, right? So as we started talking about transportation solutions, he fit right in. As we talked about community involvement, Lindsay fit right in. So as you can see in one of the quotes, and I won't read all of it, but whether it was putting together something as simple as a PowerPoint, setting up meetings, working on community engagement, we all found our role in the team. And it fit, and it actually fit magically with the strengths that we had. So as I think about that, we probably all knew that. As leaders, we think, teamwork's good, and we all work to our strengths. But this really highlighted how effective that can be and sort of reinforced the team concept with us. But I don't want to leave on that note. One of the things that I thought about as I was preparing for this is, number one leadership lesson learned is the art of delegation. I didn't know that I was speaking on this until someone in this team decided to appoint me as speaker. And I thought, because no one else was going to be here. But she was so masterful at appointing me as speaker, I thought, well, I need to learn from that. That's a great art of delegation. So here I am. But probably the most important thing I personally took away, and I heard it in a few of the talks already, is these are nonprofits that we may or may not have known about in our community. What are their impacts? What do they do? How do we fit in? How can we help as leaders in the community? And I don't think we want to get lost in the fact that that's probably the most value that we got out of this was, now we know about them. We're leaders in the community. And I think about future cohorts and what they can learn about our community and how they can impact. And I thought about the chamber mission. And I'll read part of it that stuck with me: to serve, advocate, and promote the interests of businesses while enriching the lives of the community. And if nothing else happened, our work with these nonprofits hit that mission. So a shout out to the Chamber for this program and for pulling these nonprofits into our lives and into our community. So with that, I believe Calissa, who didn't know she was speaking today, is up next. So.
Sure.
Kick us off. We're on a team together.
We're on together. Hello, everyone. So we had a community project with the Valley Friendship Club. Most of our team is here. We had Randy, we had Joe, we had Annette, and Obed, who is, I'm sure, watching at home. Hello, Obed. Thank you for watching. Valley Friendship Club, if you don't know them, provides a safe space for youth and young adults with disabilities. They provide after school, after work kind of a club fun atmosphere, but they also provide social opportunities, and they really help families navigate the transition between school and work. So our job that we were tasked with was creating an opportunity for 18 to 24-year-olds to get work experience as employers were offering mentorship opportunities for them. So through talking with the then executive director, Pete Erickson, and I'm just going to speak to something Heather Rutledge said because I know she's watching at home as well. But a lot of these nonprofits know exactly what they need. They know exactly who their people are. They know the gaps. They know what needs to be filled. And we're really here as additional resources for them to fill in the time and effort that they don't have the resources to provide. So there was a gap here, and I think we spent a lot of time figuring out what exactly that looked like. There is a nonprofit called RISE in this community that kind of overlapped with what we were trying to do. So we got really deeply involved in what they were looking for and what the families involved were looking for. And I think all of us learned a ton about this specific demographic of people who is this special group of 18 to 24-year-olds that want to contribute to the community. They are ready and they want to do something. So it was kind of actually a really special experience for all of us to get to know them, to get to know their parents, to get to know the people around them, and figure out like, okay, what's missing here? Because there's a hole that Valley Friendship Club wants to fill. So on your tables, we created a brochure for this employer mentorship program. And I'm just going to read our little mission statement on the first page, is a 3-month employee mentorship program connecting employers, young people living with disabilities, and the greater community in order to support and strengthen all three. One of the really important things we got out of this was that by employers including some of these overlooked populations, it did a lot more for the employer. It wasn't just about the person, it wasn't just about the young adult with disabilities, it was about the employer connecting to a person in the community and really doing good for the community as a whole through their inclusion. So as we went through, of course, COVID hit. We were about to launch this program with Valley Friendship Club at an expo at the high school in March, and then we had lined up some businesses to sort of pilot this program with us. So that's kind of the next step. We have handed that off to Valley Friendship Club. I think as a team, and Annette can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think, to echo what everyone else has said, the StrengthsFinders work was fascinating to watch in our small group and understand that we can delegate based on strengths and that we were stronger together because of that and that we understood that, and we mentioned it over and over again. It's like, who can do this? Oh, that's Obed. Oh, that's Randy. And it worked really well. From a leadership perspective, I think it was important for all of us to see that there are these holes in the community. It's easy as leaders to go out and find like what you want to do in the community, but to really go out into the community and see, oh, there's a hole here. There's an overlooked group of people right here. What can we do with the resources we have to fill that? Annette, anything?
I don't know what else I could say. She was worried about would she cover everything. I think she covered everything, so good job. Thank you. Fabulous job. All right. Next up is Kevin from the Lean, Green, Clean Leadership Team.
We have a suggestion from the Facebook people to talk a little bit louder.
Is this good? I'll do my best. Hello, everybody. First off, congratulations, everybody, for making it through all these projects. Sounds like people did some really amazing work. Our task was with a not-for-profit. This was actually the only one when we were sitting in that room last year. It's like, who is Sustainable Stillwater? That was the one I didn't know. So that's ultimately who we got. So our task was to work with Sustainable Stillwater on a project. Question was, well, what is the project? And nobody really seemed to know. That was kind of a, as we looked through their application and everything, it was pretty clear that they weren't sure what they wanted and we weren't sure what they wanted either. So it was really an experience of brainstorming and kind of going through it. So just to take a couple steps back, just to give you guys a little bit of information, Sustainable Stillwater is an organization that actually has been around for a while. They were originally formed in 2013 by some students in the Stillwater High School who was interested in just providing some sustainable practices in the community. In 2016, they brought Sustainable Stillwater public, so they made the public, tried to make the public more aware of it. 2019, they actually became a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. Vision and mission from them, pretty clear. They want to build a sustainable, healthy life for everybody in Stillwater with a mission to support initiatives that promote social, economic, and environmental resiliency within the Stillwater area. It was pretty clear that that's what they were doing, and they were pretty good at it. Out of the gate, I think the thing that we identified about them right away was that they had really passionate people. They had a passionate board, and they had a lot of passionate volunteers. And those people would come up with a plan, and they would execute it, and kind of make our area a little bit better. There was no central unified vision, however. So if somebody in the community decided, hey, we want to put cigarette butt containers on all the posts on Main Street, they would say, oh, it's great, we support that. And somebody would kind of take the reins and do it. Hey, we want to create these great rain gardens. Somebody would take the reins to do it. There wasn't any unifying vision for the organization. So that was kind of an interesting thing. It was really kind of this grassroots, passionate, kind of Wellstonian kind of mentality, kind of leading these passionate people, but they didn't really have this unified vision. So, like I said, we didn't really have a clearly defined project when we came in. So kind of what developed in all of our conversations with them is that we need to get this cohesive vision for this organization, get everybody on the same page and moving in the same direction. So that is kind of what we have worked on over the course of the year. The big thing that that came out of our conversations with them is they really wanted to develop a brand identity. They wanted people in the community to be able to identify who they are and what they do. So we tried to brainstorm and come up with ways for them to do that. Fortunately, with COVID, some of the things that we had planned couldn't quite happen, but we had gotten them hooked up with the chamber, gotten a chamber membership. We were actually planning a coffee talk in May. So we were going to have this kind of relaunch of the brand in May, which would have been a wonderful event, and hopefully that happens sometime in the future. They had some Earth Day activities promoting Stillwater as a bird city. That kind of fell to the wayside. And then the big project, the thing that we probably talked with them the most, is this green business initiative that they were interested in implementing. And what the Green Business Initiative really was is they wanted to work with businesses throughout this greater Stillwater area in developing green business practices, and then they wanted to market those practices and market those businesses as being green businesses. And the kind of the capstone, the big thing at the end of this was they were going to have these green business awards, actually hopefully that still goes on, but in the spring of 2021. A lot of our work in that area was kind of reviewing some of the categories and some of the different criteria that these businesses would maybe have to meet to become a green business and those types of things. So hopefully, again, similar to a lot of people here, we kind of handed off the baton back to them, and hopefully that they follow through on that, because it sounds like a pretty exciting event. It sounds like we're dealing with people who are very passionate about these types of things, and hopefully we see that take off. What we learned, so I think echoing what everybody has said so far is that our strengths really complemented each other really well. I was on a team with Stu and Trish and Kelly, and we all brought different strengths to the table. We all brought different perspectives to the table, and we definitely saw, just like everybody else, that these things really meshed together well. We all have talents and strengths that we were able to bring together to the different project and the different conversations, and I think overall those things really mesh together well. From a leadership perspective, I think the thing that we really learned is that having this cohesive kind of unified vision is really important for an organization. It's great to have all this passion and want to do great things for your community, but really unifying that under kind of a single vision and getting everybody moving in the same direction is obviously a pretty important thing. So developing this sound vision and strategy, assigning responsibilities, setting goals, and then tracking those things really should help Sustainable Stillwater grow and achieve some of these things that they're really shooting to do, and making a great impact in our community. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you everyone for sharing just a little bit about the organizations that you worked with. And I do want to send out a special thanks to the committee that worked on the community project. So we had Margaret, we had Tim, we had Kelly, and myself. Is that everyone that we had? I think so. And Jeff. So it was a fun group. We got to meet at Joseph several times, so it was really hard work. We worked really hard on your behalf, but no, it was a terrific time. So right now, what I would like to do actually is bring up Margaret, because I believe she's taking the next part of this.
So shifting gears just a little bit, how many of you have attended a conference, a training, a seminar, and come away with a big pile of notes and all these amazing things that you want to implement, that you want to try, a change that you want to make in yourself, something that you want to adopt, something that you want to execute on, and it ends up over here on that pile on your desk? And maybe 6 months later, while you're cleaning off your desk, you find those notes that you made to yourself, that list you said you were going to actually do, and now you can't really quite remember what you were going to do with that, and it goes back in that pile. Well, that's the intention of this note card, is to keep something that really resonated with you, whether it was working on those community projects or something that you learned about in one of the sessions that we had. If it was something that you heard from a leader that spoke to us, something that you learned about yourself that you want to remind yourself for, take that note card out of that goodie bag that you received if you're online, and this card and pen that is on your table, and while you're eating your dinner, think of something that you want to remind yourself to do. Something that's on that list that you really feel compelled to try. And write yourself a note. Remember that you wanted to. And stick it in this envelope, and put your home address or your office address, whichever you prefer to get your mail, on the outside of the envelope. And then in just a few minutes, we'll pass around a basket and pick those up from you. In about a month, the chamber will send them back to you. So you'll be reminding yourself of what it was that you had intended to try. For those of you at home, put your address, whether that's your office or your home, on the envelope that is in your bag that you got, and put this inside of another envelope addressed to the chamber. Yeah, there's... Oh, well, here. Yeah, there's some extras on places where... Yeah. So I think that I got that right. Actually, if you're at home watching, just address this to the chamber and put your return address on the envelope, and we'll put it in another envelope and send it back to you in about a month. For those of you here, put your home or office address on the actual envelope that you have. And remember that this is a message that you're writing to yourself about something that you want to remember to do, to try, to adopt, to challenge yourself to do differently as a result of having participated in this program. Does anyone need an envelope? Because I've got an extra one here. Nope? Good. Okay.
All right, next up. So we have the Mover and Shaker Award that everyone voted on, and Kelly was the recipient of that award. It's probably no surprise to all of us. Kelly is just hopefully she's joined us via Facebook Live. Everyone's on, awesome. I'm sure, anytime Kelly just steps into a room, it raises the energy level of the entire room. I mean, that's without a doubt. So it's been a pleasure meeting and knowing and working with Kelly. And she recorded a little message for all of us, which we're going to play now.
Welcome to the first inaugural Leadership in the Valley cohort. We are at graduation. What? Whoever would have thought we would be graduating in October? But isn't that so like the world, to provide a plot twist, and we need to adapt and pivot and respond as leaders in the valley. See what I did there? Anyways, congratulations to everybody. I am so proud of all of us for making it to this point. We've met so many people, we've gone to so many new places and learned so much, not only about ourselves, but about our beautiful valley. Think of the growth that we've seen in the last year. And we all did it together. I love our group. I love the bonds and relationships that we've created. And I couldn't be more proud to be a part of the first leadership class. Now you're probably wondering, why is Kelly talking to us? Video happening. Well, I am so excited to kind of tell everybody that I was voted for the Mover and Shaker Award. I about died when I got the email saying that I had received the nomination, because not only are there so many incredible people in our class that deserve this award, but I'm so humbled. I am so excited to have received this award, and I don't take it lightly. And thank you guys so much. It means the world to me that you would nominate me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think just one last thing I want to kind of touch on is, we're not done. This, while the actual classes may be over, this is just the foundation. This is just the starting point for the rest of our journey together. Don't forget that we've created these bonds, we've learned and been educated on all of these different facets of the community, and now it's up to us to take that and make it grow. These are just seeds that have been planted, and what we do with them, that's where the real leadership is going to come from. So I am so excited to continue all of these relationships, all of these activities, to learn more about our strengths, and to be a great class starting from now. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Congratulations, we graduated.
Good job, Kelly. So we are still learning all about this new technology. So for those of you at home, if you were not able to hear this, we will share the entire video with you. So we are actually recording it with Valley Access. So we'll have a nice quality recording that will come out. So Jeff, you want to come on up?
Thank you so much, Robin. All right, so we will now do the official recognition of all of your efforts over the past year, and for those of you at home as well. So first, I would actually like to congratulate Robin. As all of you know, not only did Robin pretty much spearhead this program and brought it to fruition by bringing all of us together, she also went through the program herself as a participant. So as any good leader would do, she experienced it firsthand herself and participated full on. So congratulations, Robin, for graduating from the inaugural class of Leadership in the Valley. Wow. So next up then, as I call your names, please come on up to, it would be your right, my left, right side of the table. We'll accept your award and your memento, and then Robin will also congratulate you as well. All right. I'm not gonna let Margaret off the hook. I'm not going to be the only one who's going to butcher some names, which I apologize ahead of time if that happens. So next up, Lindsay Bellin, please come on up. Accept your award. Congratulations.
And next is Jen Birch. Congratulations, Jen.
Hey, all of you at home.
Lindsay Briggs, I believe, is joining us via Facebook Live. Congratulations, Lindsay.
And I think that, Lindsay, you have one of these in your bag, so you can reach in there and take that out now. Obed, you too, in your bag. Congratulations, Obed.
Sean Glaser, come on up. Congratulations, Sean. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Stuart is also at home, I believe. Congratulations, Stuart.
Calissa, please come on up. Congratulations, Calissa. Thank you.
And Joe Hoffman. Congratulations, Joe. You're very welcome.
Stacy Jensen. Congratulations, Stacy.
And Kevin Johnson. There he is. There you go, Kevin. Congratulations.
Randy Lefebvre in the back. Congratulations, Randy.
And Christopher Lepage. He's also watching on Facebook Live. Congratulations, Chris.
Alesia Magon, also joining us from home, I believe. Congratulations, Allie.
Lori Mueller. Congratulations, Lori.
Ashley O'Neill, congratulations. Yep, got me. And Dan, hopefully you're sitting side by side, right, enjoying a meal together. Congratulations to you as well.
And the John Ostrowski. Congratulations, John.
Break it up, you two. All right. Nate, come on up. Congratulations. There you are.
Oh, Heather Rutledge. You can grab that award out of your bag. Congratulations, Heather.
Tim, come on up, Tim. Tim's safe. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Annette Solman. Congratulations, Annette.
All right, Trish. Congratulations, Trish. Grab that award out of your bag. Hold it up high.
Congratulations, Kelly.
Cody, where are you, Cody? Come on up. And congratulations, sir.
Sheila Marie Untied, congratulations.
And Christy Voller, congratulations, Christy.
Congratulations.
Oh. Congratulations. Do we miss Liza? Do we miss Liza? Liza? Liza, if you're out there in Facebook land, we sincerely apologize. Congratulations to you as well. Next, I should probably get in the camera view, huh? Next, I would like to invite Jen Birch up for some closing thoughts. Thank you so much. Would you like to hold on to this or just put it in here?
I'm kind of a walker, yeah. Wow. Okay, I better stay here. Hi, everybody in Facebook land. Can you believe it? It's kind of an awesome feeling, isn't it? To be sitting here thinking about this whole year we've experienced together. I recently learned about this word. It's an acronym. It's VUCA. Has anybody heard of this? VUCA. Leaders today need to embrace VUCA. It stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And I think we all should give ourselves a round of applause because we have really embraced a year that has had all of those things. And really, I mean, that's what makes a great leader, is to be able to face a volatile situation and stay calm and think about their resources they have and what can they do when uncertainty hits, when a complex situation comes about. When we have to face those ambiguous situations that are just like kicking our buns. Well, I think we all have really had that today. And this year. And thinking about that today, I'm just really glad that I've experienced all of this with you. Yeah, cheers. Round of applause. Somebody lead that. So when we think about what's next, there's a few things on our board here listed behind me, and I heard all kinds of things over the year from my brothers and sisters here in leadership, like, I really want to get involved and I want to make a change in our community. And I heard somebody say, I think I remember it was the government day. There was like 4 people that said on the poll, I think I might run for office after this. So there's so many different things that your path may take you on. It may take you to an increased level of involvement. It may take you, I think, as I was sitting here listening to Sean and Nate and all of you talk about the community projects, the one thing that I thought about was, you know how when a rock drops in the river and there's that little ripple effect? I just can't help to think about leadership in the valley and how it causes a ripple effect. And I'd like you to just envision for a minute, like life 5 years from now. We will still have known each other, and this will have been a foundation in our lives, and we will be able to connect with each other. I don't know about you, but one of the things I wrote on my note was, remember, like I said, Jen, remember what a resource you have in this group. Make sure you keep those relationships alive. Honestly, the day when our world kind of started becoming volatile this March, and then more happened in May with the events in Minneapolis and George Floyd. I remember when I was really sad one day, I was really feeling heavy and I was grieving and I couldn't think about anything else except you guys. And I thought, what group? I really just want to process what is happening in our world right now. And I'd really like to process that with my Leadership in the Valley group. We had just recently had Diversity and Inclusivity Day, and I just thought, I want to have some conversations with some people that aren't afraid to talk about the hard stuff, that can hold differing opinions, but we can really talk about it. Like, I was really having a great need to talk about it. That's what I'm going to remember about you guys, and I'm going to remember the ripple effect of the resources that we have with each other. So yeah, just kind of hold that in your heart. There's going to be some groups for us to be able to stay in contact. I think one thing that is difficult, I remember that day when I wanted to get in touch with you. Shoot, I wish we had our Facebook group or our LinkedIn group established. Because I was just dying. I thought I just want to get on, a video and talk with some of you. So we are going to be establishing that. That's kind of part of the second year vision. When we started this, we had about a 3-year vision. And so we will really work to have a way for us to connect easily and stay in touch with each other, even if our personal contact information changes. And you're hearing from me in part because Robin and I co-chaired the steering committee for the inaugural year here, and I stayed on, and Lindsay and I are chairing the steering committee, great partner, for 2021. And we have several of you who are on this, who have stepped up and volunteered to serve on the committee with us. So I just want to take a minute and acknowledge you. So there you are. If you're here, stand up. If you're at home, stand up and give yourself a round of applause. Just look at these folks. So I'm just going to say Lindsay, Calissa, Margaret, Cody, Nate, Annette, Lori, Tim. No, there we go. So many more. Ted, Christy, I'm going to mention you if you're not here because I want you to hear your name. Sharon, Tom, we have Chris, we have double Chris, and we have Jill, and Lindsay Briggs and Robin. So it takes effort. It takes work to pull these days off. I remember every single person coming back after the day they chaired. Oh, that was a lot of work. That was a lot of stuff but it's also so invigorating to see that leadership cohort just lighting up with ideas and inspiration. So I am going to close with this. One of my favorite moments today, or this year, when we were kicking off class of 2021, we had just showed the compilation video of some of your brothers and sisters here on the steering committee that were talking about, hey, here's what you can expect. Here's the community, here's the year overview, program overview. So all of you were up on the video. God bless you. You all took a video in your camera for me. And we put it together. But you know what was so cool? The cohort, I said, so what do you guys think of the program? And this one gal raised her hand, Jessica, and she said, oh, you know what just hit me? I bet those people on those videos were sitting here a year ago thinking to themselves, I would never public speak. I would just feel so embarrassed to get up on a video and speak in public because that's what I'm thinking right now. I would never do that. And she just said, I bet 1 year from now, I'll be ready for that. So just by demonstrating, I love how you can demonstrate and role model your leadership and that inspires people. It didn't even dawn on me that somebody would be thinking that kind of a thought. So thanks, Jessica, if you're watching. And the rest of the cohort who stepped up, we have an amended cohort this year. We have about 14 people in the cohort, and we're already off to a great season, and Calissa is getting us ready to have Community in the Arts Day in 2 weeks. So thank you all for being here tonight, and congratulations, graduates. Woo-hoo.